Thank you, Cian Corla. Taoiseach, carers have had a very particularly difficult road during the COVID crisis. In the early days of the emergency respite services were withdrawn and they're still not back operating at full capacity. We know that ever before this virus, carers were under enormous pressure, but the curtailment in supports during the last 2 years has forced many of them to face real burnout. And this morning, carers took to the airwaves again to highlight their plight. Incredibly, Taoiseach, the government has failed to prioritise carers for the booster. That happened with the initial vaccine too. It was wrong then and it is wrong now. The carers face the serious risk of passing the virus on to the vulnerable people that they care for, and without protection they live in virtual lockdown. Taoiseach, can I ask you, when will full respite services be restored, and will you ensure that carers are made a priority group for the booster?
As I said, generally speaking, throughout the vaccination programme, focus has always been put on those who are most vulnerable to the disease and who needed the protection first. And that's a clinical decision. It's always been public health advice, hence the older age cohorts got done first. And in respect of those who are with underlying conditions or immunocompromised, that's always been the case. And I think it was the correct decision in the primary dose 1 and dose 2 to move to the age cohort approach, move to vaccination centre approach once the old age cohorts were done, because it meant for a much more speedier rollout of the vaccine programme. It becomes far more challenging when you're selecting different groups who are not on any particular register, and many different groups at different times have come forward, and the deputies have come forward with different groups seeking to be prioritised. I think the system that has developed is one that I think is in terms of the vaccine efficacy for those who need it most, in terms of their health. That's the prioritisation that has been given.
Thank you.
But in the budget, there was a number of measures taken in respect of carers, to support carers in the very, very valuable work that they do, and also in terms of restoration of respite services.
Deputy Oireachtas.